Brewmaster here at Brewzzi, Boca Raton. And basically the brewing process starts with grain. It's milled out back, and it comes over in this auger, drops down into the brew kettle right here, and it gets mixed with water. I have a raking system that stirs up all the grain and make sure that all the grain is properly hydrated. I'll bring it up through a series of different temperature rests, depending on the beer. The rest temperatures will change, as will the number of steps. Lagers are more intensive, so I'll start out with a protein rest, about 131 degrees. Rest there for about 15 minutes. I'll move up to a beta rest. That's at 145 to 152. Rest there anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Then I'll bring it up for an alpha rest at usually 158 to 162. I'll rest there for anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. At that point, if I'm doing a decoction, which is what I do for all my lagers, I'll transfer about 80 to 85% of the mash over into this vessel, which is called the lager tun. The remaining grain that stays in the brew kettle, I'll then heat up to a boil. That process is called decoction. It basically gives you finer aroma as well as malt flavor in the beer. It also changes around the mouthfeel a little bit, gives you a little bit of a more full-bodied beer. Once I bring that up to a boil, I'll boil anywhere from 1 minute to 10 minutes. Transfer the rest of the grain over to the lager tun. I'll mix it in, have a raking system in here, basically make sure that the temperature is homogeneous throughout the vessel. At that point, I'll start doing a Vorlauf, which is a German word which means to recirculate. That's basically to clarify the grain. I have a sight glass right here where I can look and check the clarity of the beer. Basically, I don't want there to be any grain particulate. I don't want there to be any starch haze in the beer before I start collecting it into the kettle. Once I go into the kettle, I'll get the beer up to a boil. At that point, I'll add my hops, any other spices that I may use, and I'll do a 90-minute boil on all my beers. And at the end of the boil, I do a 15-minute whirlpool, 15 to 20-minute rest, and then I send it through the heat exchanger. Heat exchanger cools down what's called the wort, but this time it's not actually quite beer. Cools down the wort from about 210 degrees down to around 60 degrees, and then it goes into one of my conical fermenters. At that point, I'll add yeast to it, and it's officially beer at that point. Now, it won't be ready to drink. Lagers won't be ready to drink for about 30 days. Ales will be ready to drink minimum of 2 weeks. After that, the beer is cooled down to about 32 degrees. Lagers are all filtered before they go on the tap. The ales, I typically leave unfiltered. I think that it gives them a better aroma, better flavor.